All right, guys, welcome back to another interview on Unhinged, and I am joined by the one, the only, the comeback king, Modestas Bukauskas. An absolute pleasure. How are you?
Yes, thank you so much, my man. Doing really well. Thank you once again for having me on. Always a pleasure talking to you.
An absolute pleasure to have you on, as I talked about. And obviously, ladies and gentlemen, as I talked about, this is Modestas Bukauskas, the comeback king. You know, Modestas never gave up, never stopped believing, never always saw the end at the light of the tunnel. Modestas, you are an absolute inspiration to everyone that wants to fight, that wants to go on to fight, that is watching this. You, sir, are a true king, 100%.
Oh, mate, I really appreciate that. It means a lot. And you know, as I say, if the story was to end there when I got cut from the UFC and my leg stuck in a cast, sitting in bed, like, kind of putting all my sorrows and tears, into the highest degree, what kind of story would that have been? So, I had to just cause a little bit of drama for you, like, do you know what I mean? Had to make it a little bit special, and then yeah, it's been a crazy journey, it's been a crazy ride, and do you know what I mean? I wouldn't have it any other way because I wouldn't have learned the lessons that I've learned now to progress not only my game but me as a person and me and my character. So I'm very thankful for it all.
A documentary's got to have an up and down, and that was the down. Now we're going back into the up.
100%. And like I say, I think everything in my life seems to happen in twos. So yeah, everything that sort of happened has happened before, and then to a larger degree, and now we've sort of made the appropriate adjustments, learned all the appropriate lessons, and then the second time round we get it right. So in a way, I just see it as God is, sort of wanting me to go through these trials and tribulations in order to learn how to deal with it better, so that the second time come around we can absolutely smash it, which is exactly what we're doing right now.
Absolutely, and talk to me about that whole process. Obviously, some of the darkest times you probably had in that process: injuries, setbacks, uncertainty, whether you'll get back to the UFC. What did that whole process teach you? What have you learned from that whole process? What have you come out with, basically?
Well, it was a very, very dark time. There wasn't much in terms of me trying to, I don't know. I always knew that I was going to get back, like I always had the vision that, like I say, my UFC journey isn't done. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm still very young. I still got so many, bright years ahead of me. I knew that I was always going to get back. It's almost like, you're looking at Mount Everest, you're looking at the peak, and you're right there at the bottom. That's what it felt like when I was there, literally just in bed with the injury, and trying to recover. But I tried to stay motivated, try to, like I say, trying to stay inspired, and like I say, I just got really moved, and I guess you could say I got really motivated by people sort of counting me out, thinking that I was done. There's a lot of people that said, "Oh, my career's over." I lost 1.7 thousand followers on Instagram, whilst I was trying to post every single day on YouTube, trying to show my recovery. Truth is, no one really give a shit. You know what I mean? They only care when you're winning. And unfortunately, I was at a point where I was, having a bit of a bad spell. So, people didn't believe, and it's mad how things have changed 360 on its head. Fast forward to today. But if you would have asked me, if we're looking at like February of this year, 16 months before that, would I be back in the UFC and fighting in Australia? Like, I would have said you're absolutely freaking bonkers. But in all honesty, I remember I actually did a little documentary with a friend of mine. Not a documentary, but he just sort of wanted to capture footage. It's mad because he saw the vision that I saw that no one else did, and it's mad that we both collaborated. And there was a bit in there that it said, where would you like to see yourself in the next couple of years? It's mad watching it back. It's just so mad watching it back because, like I say, everything that I said actually came true. I said by 29 or 30, I'll be back in the UFC. And, lo and behold, by 29, literally, I turned 29 as I was in Australia cutting weight back into the UFC. So it's actually mad how everything has come full circle. But to go through, like I said, probably the lowest of the low. Like, literally, I was literally at a point in my life where I don't know, nothing could really get me going and nothing could really get me happy. I was at a point where I was like extremely depressed, you know, like I say, drinking myself to sleep. There was a lot of not really nice times that I had to go through, but I understood that it was all part of the process. I had to feel those bad emotions to know that I do not want to feel like this again. You learn that, you know, not everyone's your friend, you know. It's almost like, I've mentioned this many times on loads of different podcasts before, but the blue and the red lightsaber, you know, I was too much of a blue lightsaber guy, you know, just very, you know, courteous, kind, you know, polite. I like to be these things because this is just who I am as a person, but the red lightsaber never really came out. And, you know, I started bringing that out more. And Will Curry, who's also a good friend and training partner of mine, was the first one to introduce me to this sort of thought process, which is what helped me because, you know, it made me realize that, you know, in certain situations, you do need to be a little bit more of a savage. You know, you can't just be, you know, nice all the time. You know, you need to bring out the aggression. Sometimes you need to bring out the side of you that sometimes you don't want to bring out, but you have to in order to get the result that you want. And yeah, that has definitely helped me through. And, you know, just certain skill sets in my game that I needed to add. Like over the course of time, we're just slowly building and building and building till ultimately I got back to fighting, and then, you know, just starting to let go more. And just, it's a case of also just embracing every moment a bit more. So like kind of, we've only got one life to live. We've only got one chance to do this, one chance to make a highlight reel in our whole career. So why the hell are you not going out there and fighting? Do you know what I mean? Why are you not going out there on your shield, like freaking 2,000 men in front of you with a sword and a shield? Like, you're going to die anyways. You might as well go out killing eight men instead of like going out there and, you know, being fearful and like crying in the back and then getting stabbed. Do you know what I mean? You need to go out there and freaking go out on your shield. And I think that's a mindset that I've definitely taken on a lot more strong. And I think as I've grown a lot more mature and just in my way of thinking, you know, along with the skill set, these are the things that I've learned, you know, from these deepest and darkest moments. And what it shows is that to me anyways, I'm just an average Joe, you know. I just work hard, I persevere, I have a vision in my head, and I just go towards it. And I think anyone who's done that is successful. So, you know, I think that really the keys and the ingredients to success is to never let anything really get you down. If you've got a vision, stay true to it no matter what's going on, because although I had to go through those horrible moments, it was setting me up to what is about to happen right now.
Absolutely. I mean, you've got some fantastic a future ahead of you. But that hope, obviously, after getting released from the UFC, people would have thought, you know, I'm down and out. They would have buckled. They would have cracked. They would have probably not picked themselves up as well as you did. But that hope that you had, what was that? Where did that inspiration come from? Why did you never give? You know, never stop giving. Why did you never let that hope die? Basically.
Well, a lot of it had to do with my stepmom and my dad. My dad never gave up on me. When I got cut from the UFC and I heard the information, obviously I was crying, but he was almost like very intense. He was like, "Well, you just must fucking train harder then." You know what I mean? Like, he was telling me like, "Yeah, you just have to train harder." like what the fuck is wrong with you, basically? So, you know, but he doesn't like to see his son hurt. So obviously it angered him that I was upset. Do you know what I mean? It angered him that the situation was what it was. But, you know, but he was always there, stuck by me, and my stepmom as well. They both were just always telling me, just stay on your path, stay on your goal, keep working towards everything that you want. Just bide. And they taught me about patience as well. Patience is a big thing in this game. And, you know, I was getting very frustrated. I wasn't getting fights. I didn't know what promotion I was fighting for. And, you know, when I just focused on improving myself and improving my skill set, things just slowly started getting better. And, you know, also there's, you know, to live on this earth, I think, for me, maybe not for other people, but for me, I feel like, you know, as a human, you want to leave your mark on this world, you know, and a lot of people leave this earth not having left a mark on this world in any way, shape, or form. And, you know, it can be to a massive degree or a very small one. You know what I mean? It can be the scale of which you can provide influence can be done, you know, like I say, on a big scale or on a small scale. And I want to do it on a big scale. And how can I do that? Is to show anyone that no matter what the situation, no matter what you're going through, no matter what deep, dark times that you're facing, you can and you will come back. No matter what, you can make it back, and you can make your dreams come true still, even despite like how bad of a place that you are in, and it's just to really show that faith, believing in the universe, believing in the path that it has for you. You know, so leaving my mark on this world. If the story would have ended there, it would have been a really shit book. You know, it would have been it would have been the worst book ever written. You know, oh great, first Lithuanian in the UFC, male athlete, blah blah blah, great, and he got cut. Nah, like I wasn't about to let it end there. You know, and because I'm still very young as well, I knew I had plenty of time. You know, there's guys that are being champions in their 30s, so you know, it ain't done yet. And I think just the fact to prove myself and to show, it's just to prove myself. I know what I'm capable of as well. I think that was another big thing that really rang in my mind, is that I didn't really show my true potential or what I can really do in there, because I was being a little bitch. I was being scared. I wasn't throwing everything how I should have done. I wasn't really putting myself out there. Now I'm ready to do that, but I had to go through that in order to make my mindset the way it is now. So it was horrible, but it was what was needed. So the hope was always there, just because I knew that there was a greater picture at the end of it. I knew I'm capable of so much more. When you know you're capable of so much more, if I literally thought I couldn't do any more than what I did, then you know, who knows what would have happened. But because I knew I had so much more to give, I just wanted to prove it, because I'm sick and tired of people telling me that I can't do something, and you know, I had to prove it, and I've still got way more things to prove.
Absolutely. I want to talk about the last fight, but guys, listen to him. Modestas is so inspirational. It's phenomenal. You can just feel it coming through the laptop. Your story is fantastic, Modestas. I don't need to tell you that. No one needs to tell you that. You know that deep down inside what you've achieved so far, and it's nothing great. Not nothing great. I mean, nothing but spectacular. You know, spectacular. What I'm trying to say. What you've done is spectacular. But greatness is going to follow. It's going to come on from this. And I talked to you, obviously, before the Cage Warriors title bout, and I said you're going to get back to the UFC. And you've got to believe in the process, and that's what we did. That's what you did. And now you're back in the UFC. And then that first fight was against Tyson Pedro. I mean, they didn't put you up against someone, a nobody, let's say. They put you up against Tyson Pedro, who's a really legit opponent. I mean, he's beat some really good fighters. I think he beat Paul Craig. Paul Craig, obviously top 10, got down to middleweight, going into your division. So a fantastic win under his belt. Talk to me about that. You know, heading into that fight against Tyson Pedro, was that sort of how you saw the fight playing out? You know, it was quite. It was a close one. You were very accurate with your strikes. You were patient, as you talked about. You were patient. You were more accurate. You were landing the better strikes, and ultimately you got the correct decision as well.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, mate, bro, I got there on Wednesday morning at 4 a.m. and I fought on Sunday morning at 10 a.m. and this is all local time. So I literally had 4 days to climatize to all the jet lag and everything like that. So, you know, potentially maybe my cardio could have been better, maybe just due to like I say, just the time differences and stuff like this. Like, I don't know, because I felt like maybe I should have, you know, stepped on the gas a little bit more in that fight in certain moments. But overall, you know, I let more things go. I was more in the moment. The best way I can describe it is that as I was walking out, like everything, I could just feel everything. I could taste everything. I could smell. Like everything just felt like very like 4D, you know, like everything felt like 4K ultra high definition. Like in some other fights, everything just felt fuzzy. You know what I mean? Like it just felt like you're looking through a smoke screen. But here, everything was just like, it looked beautiful out there. And like, you know, being in front of a crowd, I just really embraced that whole moment. And I wanted to show myself. This is my chance to prove. I was sent there to lose. Like, let's not get it twisted. You know, who would have thought? I was a 10-1 underdog to begin with on the opening betting line. So that just shows what people thought of me early on. And you know, I had to, like I say, this was my chance to really prove myself on the world stage against a top level guy, and you know, put myself back into the mix and again make some noise. So, you know, I haven't made enough of the noise that I need to. I need to get finishes and stuff like this. I understand this, but the whole experience being in Australia with my team, you know, such a beautiful country as well, really good people, being in front of a crowd. Finally, I fought in front of 14,000 people. I've never done that before, so that was spectacular in itself. The walkout was amazing, and I'll share like a little bit of a special moment. before I headed out into the to the cage, and I was just waiting there in like the little the tunnel bit basically before you go out, and I could see all the people, I could see my video being played. I just saw like a flash of light in the corner, and I could just see my dad's parents just like flash towards me like weirdly. But so they both passed away a couple years ago. Well, one of which passed away ages ago. But anyways, the point is, I felt like this weird spirit mad energy just like rushed towards me for like a split second. I can't even describe it to you. Like if I could give you glasses that you could see through, you'd be like, what the hell is this? Like this is some supernatural shit. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, he's got the glass. But do you know what I'm saying? Like it was freaky. But because I remember I like literally I like shook my dad. I said, Dad, your parents are looking after us. We're gonna go and get the job done. We're gonna go and smash it. And like he kind of looked at me as like, bloody hell, like okay, my boy's on fire, you know. So it was mad. And then everything, like I said, I just truly enjoyed every single bit of that moment being out there. And then as soon as they said to hit, as soon as the bell went to go, I knew it was time to go. And I was like, I need to show myself. So let's land some shots on this guy. You know, because I was going out there to finish him. That was my goal, you know. Obviously I couldn't do that, but you know, I definitely put on a better showing in them than my last fights, and that was like the guideline to work from to now make even better performances.
Absolutely, and as I talked about, beating someone like Tyson Pedro, it was phenomenal. As you talked about, ultimately you're going in there, you know, heavy underdog. A lot of people counting you out. Tyson Pedro, you know, he was a phenomenal prospect. He's been around for the UFC for a very long time. You know, had a lot of ups and downs like yourself. But you know, I would say that was your best win in your career so far. That's I mean, Tyson Pedro. We talked about, you know, the Chuck Campbell fight. That was a good fight. Lee Chadwick. That was a good one, but I feel like this one here, this was the moment that you know, kind of it was setting you all up for, and this is the best moment thus far in your career. But you've got so many more moments to come, and that's the next one.
Yeah, 100%. So obviously we got Zac Pauga on June 17th. So I mean, mate, we're like literally 2 weeks away. Next week I fly out to Vegas. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm really excited. It's mad that everything, like I say, just coming together the way that I wanted to, and the way that I visualized it. And you know, I've been working extremely hard. I've been putting in all the work. You know, I've been trying to fire on all cylinders, improve my skill sets where they need to be improved. And yeah, essentially go out there with the warrior mentality. You know, the real warrior mindset. And yeah, like I say, I'm just ready to go and bring the violence, bring the pain, bring the aggression, bring everything that I need to go out there and get the job done.
Absolutely. Let's talk about that next fight, as you talked about, against Zac Pauga. Zac, someone who wants to impose his will, wants to get inside the clinch, wants to, you know, kind of put his body up against yours, work his elbows, work his grappling, work his, you know, just look for them, you know, the grappling exchanges, look to chain wrestle. How do you prepare for a style like that, you know, when Zac's, you know, coming with that sort of style coming across the cage?
You got to hit him in the face. Do you know what I mean? Don't let him come forward. You know, I got to outbox him. I got to kick him. I got to do stuff to him. Do you know what I mean? I can't just let him keep coming forward at me and, you know, trying to impose as well. Because, you know, he's managed to gain quite a decent skill set overall, like across the board in MMA over such a short space of time. But by no means is he spectacular in any one area, and that's where I will shine through. That's where I'm going to show the levels in my game and the things that I've been working on, that I've been improving on. And, you know, he wants to take something away from me. He's got to really, really fight hard to take it away from me. And I know he's definitely not, you know. I'm going to put him into deep waters. I'm going to make him sink, and I'm going to make him drown. It's my time. You know, I'm here for violence and I'm here for war. This is no fun and games. This is here to go out and do business. So, you know, at the end of the day, I'm ready to go out there and with the true warrior mentality and spirit, go out there and decapitate my opponent. That is what I'm going there to do. You know, he's good. He's skillful. I respect him, but got to go out and take him out.
Yeah, and I can sense a different mentality from the last time we spoke when you were in the UFC, and now that time it seems like you just wanted to win the fight. This one, you talked about it. You weren't decapitating. You're coming out there for a statement. You're coming out there for a finish. talk to me about that mentality switch. Obviously, something big has happened since then, but
Blue and red lightsaber, man.
Why?
Blue and red lightsaber. I've had many people stab me in the back. I've had many people turn their backs on me. I realize not everyone's your friend. I've realized that people are quick to take advantage of you, and you can't be sympathetic towards these people as much as I'd like to be. And I find it really hard to just, I want to care about everyone. I want to be nice to everyone. You can't. This world's too dark for that. Do you know what I mean? This world, as there are many beautiful things in this world, there are also many things that are very dark and horrible and evil. And at the end of the day, you've got to fight evil with evil. Do you know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, you've got to bring that same level of intensity, and you've got to bring that same level of aggression, and just like, you've got to be cold-hearted. Sometimes situations where you're cold-hearted is better for everyone, better for every situation. And these are things, like I said, that I picked up on when you hit the lowest of the low. And like I say, there's only a handful of people that are really there for you and that really love and care about you. And in many other situations where people are just trying to take advantage of you, you have people talk behind your back and shit like this. Like, you realize, like, this world, as much as it's, beautiful, it's not all sunshine and rainbows, as Rocky would say. So you got to go out there, and you got to take what's yours. It's very brutal, it's very vicious. But this is why I must also be vicious, in order to get and take what is. You don't just get you take what's yours. You don't just get it, you take it.
Absolutely ambitious. You will be on June 17th. You talk about it. Flying out to Vegas soon. That obviously that's a big deal. As we talk about a Zac Pauga fight, talk to me about the the opportunities, the openings that you see in Zac Pauga's game that you can obviously take advantage of on fight day.
I just see myself landing shots at will, from different angles, from angles that he's never seen before. People can discredit areas of my game, but they will soon see very shortly that these areas of my game are no slouch either. But that's okay. They don't know it yet. I ain't proved it yet. So here's my time to prove it. So that's fine. But I know that there are certain shots that I know will 100% land. And when they land, it's not going to be a good day. He's very dangerous. He's got many areas of his game that are also very dangerous that I have to watch out for. But I'm going there to attack.
Absolutely. As I talked about, you're looking for a statement. You're looking for a finish. I know you've had one finish inside the UFC before against I forgot his name, Michailakis, or the Greek guy, Andreas Michailakis. I forgot his name. And that was elbows. And I look at this and I feel like them elbows, they could be quite helpful in this fight as well. I know you're really good with your elbows. You like to utilize your elbows. Do you see that also playing a factor, that you can utilize your elbows, and hopefully that can help you win the fight? Maybe could even open up an opportunity to get the knockout.
I mean, listen, I'll take whatever's given to me in the fight. I will take whatever situation I want and make the best of it and make the most of it. Every shot is going to be fast, sharp, hard, destructive. It's going to chain from one to the next. I'm going to have my defenses high. I'm going to have my attacks with the utmost brutality. This is a fight where you have to go in there and, like I say, you got to put it on this guy. So yeah, whether it be elbows, whether it be knees, whether it be kicks, I've got the whole package. I've got the whole range of skill sets, and I'm looking forward to unleash it.
The way you're speaking, it makes me laugh, because it kind of makes me feel like you're playing a game of Clash of Clans.
Clash of Clans, mate. I see adverts for that stuff all the time, mate, and I'm just like, well, what is the craze about all of this?
I don't play it either, but I know it's all about defending your fortress and attacking. But it kind of sounds similar, and I was just thinking
maybe I'm just doing an advertisement. Maybe I'm just doing an advertisement.
That's what I'm saying. That's phenomenal. My last few questions. I want to ask you. We talked about it. I saw it in your Instagram story. The documentary. I want to talk about that. I want to let viewers know as well. A very good idea. You got a documentary, obviously, the comeback, your story, get all the way back to the USA, but you said it's not done yet. It's not, we've still got a lot to go. What's going to be included in this documentary? Is it going to be like behind the scenes, just a full story, and then hopefully, where can we see this? What is in where can we see this on mainstream TV? Hopefully,
when I get the job done on June 17th, I've got a guy who's very special and close to me, who's actually doing the recording for this. I won't reveal anything because I'm waiting till fight night to reveal these things. But the man who's constructing it is a very special person. Is all I can say. And I'm gonna have this fight. I'm literally fighting kind of in his name for this next fight. His energy and his strength and his power will be running through my veins when I go in there in that cage. And as I say, everything leading up to this fight, everything from all my previous fights, that it's all going to be captured. And it was something that I had a vision in my head when I was sitting in my bed with my leg all fucked up. I was just sitting there with a vision that imagine if I can just capture all of this. Like, you even see clips of my YouTube being put out on motivational videos now, like on that other people have used. So I was like, I need to just grab content because this could be a gold mine in a couple of years. And this is just following along the same sort of the same motivation, the same sort of the same theme, I guess you could say. And it will. The win in Vegas will be the pinnacle of the story that is going to be told in this documentary. And when it comes out, you lot will know. But there's a lot of work to be done. And like I say, the last moment to be captured is this next fight. So the main focus is to get this job done. And then, as I say, shortly after, people will definitely be knowing about this, because I've seen some of the clips and it looks amazing already.
I'm itching, man. I'm itching. I want to know so bad. I mean, it's such a fantastic idea. Ultimately, what did you want to? What do you want to achieve from this documentary? If someone that has never heard of you, maybe he's feeling a little bit down. Is that what you wanted to, come across? You want them to look at you, look at your story, look at the inspiration, look at the dedication, look at how much you fought. Is that what you're looking to achieve with this documentary?
I've had many people message me and say that my stories helped to stop them from, essentially some of them said that, they wanted to commit suicide, and they heard my story and they heard that I was able to come back, and this gave them motivation and inspiration. Not only that, it's just inspiration and motivation in their own lives, in whatever area they are, that they're facing hardship or down times, that they can come back. It's to show that anyone can come back. Like I said, I'm not special. I'm no freak athlete. I'm no I'm just a hard grafter. I just worked hard and I just believed in myself. Same as anyone who's insanely successful. All of them are just, like I say, just like me and you, just like anyone out on the street. So it's just show that no matter, like I said, no matter what the situation, anyone can come back. And also I feel like this will create a great platform for my legacy. My legacy as a fighter, my legacy as a human being. When people think of Modestas Bukauskas, the only thing that will run to their head is the comeback king. The man that is able to make it back through any situation, and not only that, make a statement and do things that were unthinkable, like unimaginable. These are the type of things that I want to be thought of when people think about me, and not only when they think about me, but like I said, I want it to help them in their own lives. I want it to inspire and motivate people. I want to inspire and motivate the masses, and I feel like this documentary would be a great way to do so.
Modestas, it's an absolute pleasure. Thanks so much. I don't need to go on how inspirational. You know how inspirational. Your story is phenomenal. Your story is fantastic. I've said it once and I'll say it again. Modestas, you are an absolute pleasure to work with, to watch your story, everything about it. I wish you the best luck on June 17th. It's going to be phenomenal. I'm really looking forward to it. A really good fight in Las Vegas. Make sure to keep all your betting chips in your hands.
My man, my man. Thank you so much for having me on again, brother. You are the man. Much love.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Have a good rest of your day. And then obviously enjoy the fights, enjoy the flight, enjoy the whole process, because Modestas, this is your story and we're just all viewing in it.
We're getting ready to go and do the business, mate. Ready to go out there and fucking
let's have it. Come on.
and bring the war.